I have been running a company for the past 4 years through which we've worked with 50 plus brands, helping them generate millions of views organically. We have worked with 100 plus creatives, including video editors, designers, writers, created over 1,000 pieces of video content, and the company has been generating profit from day one. Profit without an investment. I started the company by buying a domain name of 500 rupees, and today the company generates over 15 lakhs of revenue every single month. We just got our first office here in Bangalore and have been hiring full-time folks every single month. With a 60 to 70% margin, my company beats hundreds and thousands of startups which raise money, burn a lot of money in ads, rarely make profit, and end up shutting down in most cases, ultimately wasting everyone's time and the investors' money. This is what I call a lifestyle business. A business which is once set up, consistently generates profit for me every single month. And after 4 years of running and growing the company, I think anyone can start a marketing agency in India. But there is one thing which most people don't get, and that is why 99% people end up quitting on day 30. Today, I'll share exactly how you can set up your own marketing agency in India in 2025. A business which can give you the freedom to travel the world, work on your own terms, all while generating wealth for your own self. And if you watch this till the very end, you will have a profit generating marketing agency ready 90 days from today. Make sure you hit the like button, and I will first break down the entire process into 7 steps. The last one is really important, and without that, you probably will not be able to succeed. So make sure you watch that. But the first one is the idea. The idea for what do you want to sell, who do you want to sell to, and what is your real moat is really important. And I'll tell you why. I started MarketUp because I knew YouTube marketing. I built my own YouTube channel. I had enough idea about how to create videos which can get a lot of views. And I also had my co-founder who knew a lot about Instagram marketing. So we had a very strong founder market fit. Even before the product market fit, you need to have the founder market fit. We were excellent in this situation, the perfect match. I built my own YouTube channel, and now I was helping companies build their own YouTube channels. That is what my company essentially does. The next step is to figure out who do you want to serve. Now, the first noob mistake which anyone does is to diversify and say that we will do everything. The problem is you can do everything if you have the experience and the knowledge to do it. And that is something which traditional advertising agencies have. They've run campaigns for billion-dollar companies. They've done billion-dollar ad budgets, but you do not have that experience. You're probably in your own room, starting out from scratch. You maybe know how to edit a video, design thumbnails, maybe you can write well, and you want to start your own agency. Niche down. Because when the customer will compare you, your boutique company versus a traditional advertising agency, they will look for a tailored solution. They will look for a bespoke solution that you can offer to them that the traditional agency cannot. So focus on a niche. You could literally just be doing photographs for real estate developers in India, or heck, in Delhi, in Bangalore. That's all that you do. You just go around in flats and apartments and villas and bungalows of Bangalore, clicking pictures for people. That could be your agency. I literally know an agency which just does podcast recordings in Mumbai. That's all that they focus on. And when you do that, you have a very clear idea for how to win, because you know exactly who is your target customer. In the case of the podcast shooting company, their focus is all on up and coming creators who are already working professionals. Maybe they are working in IT, they are working in some other role, and they want to start a podcast of their own. They have some money to spend, so they have money that they can pay to the person. That's very important. People don't think about that much when they're starting a company. Your customer needs to be rich if you want to be rich. It's as simple as that. So once you have this thing figured out, who is your ICP? When you niche down, you have a very clear ideal customer persona. For example, the last 6 months, we've only focused on working with AI companies in San Francisco who are B2C facing, or if B2B, they are doing something which we can create content for on their YouTube channel and help them get leads through that. That is really important, because once you have the ICP set, the next steps I'm about to tell gets really, really easy. So figure out the idea, figure out the niche, figure out the ICP, and that is the first step. Now, in order to run a successful agency in 2025, you need to know how companies are selling their services today. Most agencies are still stuck in the old ways of marketing. In fact, only 16% of marketers have the reliable information that can help them to sell products and services to their customers. And that is where the State of Data-Driven Advertising report by HubSpot comes in. This in-depth guide, created in collaboration with Google Ads, reveals how smart marketers are using first-party data. This is information collected directly from the customer with their consent. Things like email addresses, phone numbers, personal interests, to adapt to the latest privacy regulations and drive exponential business growth. The report addresses key challenges like getting good quality data and building trust with customers. And it gives you smart strategies to increase your conversion and improve your ROI. And you want to know the best part? Marketers who use this data are 225% more likely to achieve their goals. I personally love the part where the report discusses step-by-step actions to help you get started with using first-party data. So if you're serious about this field, you can download your free copy today using the link in the description of this video. And once you upskill using this HubSpot report, let's move on to the next step, and that is learning and getting experience. Let's say you want to create a company which works with YouTubers and gets them brand deals in India or maybe in the AI and productivity domain. That's a very niche focus, and you have a very set ICP, and you have a very simple idea. You want to get them brand deals. So you'll be working on cold outreach and conversions for them on their behalf. That's a very simple idea. Now learn about how this works. Get experience. I know I said anyone can start it, but the hard part is in staying put with the course of learning how the thing really works. Learning about cold outreach, learning about email marketing and how it really works, learning about social media marketing and DMing people and getting conversions, learning about building funnels, learning about landing page optimizations, and so much more. Get interested into this, get curious into this. Watch the top 10 videos you see when you search cold outreach on YouTube about this. Search and read the top 10 blogs that you get on Google about this. Read books, join communities, and just in general, get the most knowledge possible, because this will help you do better and execute better in any deal that you are doing. So the first 30 days should be all about figuring out what do you want to sell, the niche, the idea, the ICP, and the second part should be on learning as much as possible. So let's say you did that for the first 30 days. The next 30 days is all about the next two steps. The first one is to learning the art of the deal. The most important thing that I've learned while building my company to 15 lakhs a month revenue is sales, is influencing a buyer to purchase what you are selling. It's all about creating an offer that they cannot say no to. I learned that whatever you do, you can never escape this one thing, which is creating demand, selling something to people. This is the most fundamental skill of business that you need to learn if you want to build something big from scratch. For example, if you want to get brand deals for these AI and productivity YouTubers in India, the first step is for you to learn to reach out to them and build a relationship with these YouTubers and sign a deal that, hey, if I get you a deal, you give me a cut. And that's an agreement that you will have with them. You will have to convince them that I can help you get deals if you trust me on it. And the next step then is to start reaching out to these companies and doing calls with them and selling this talent, selling this influencer and its influence to the brand itself. And that is how you earn that 10-20% commission that you charge. Sales is all about having the right price, negotiating effectively, learning how to pitch effectively, learning about how to turn that one transaction into a monthly recurring revenue. It's really interesting. I've learned so much about this. And the bottom line of sales comes down to creating a great offer, having a skin in the game. If you can do that, if you can create a ROI offer in which they make money and hence you make money, there's nothing brilliant than that, because that ensures that you have your skin in the game and you can then build trust over time with them as you start showing them the results. For example, we have an end-to-end YouTube management package. The way we pitch it is, if you were to hire people to do these particular tasks themselves, you'll end up paying about $20,000 to $30,000 every month to these people. You will need to hire a writer, you'll need to hire a designer, you'll need to hire a video editor, you need to hire a supervisor who looks at all of these people. That's 4 people. If you are focuses on San Francisco and US companies, you would be paying anywhere between $4,000 to $8,000 a month salary to them. That's a lot of money, but I can come in with this end-to-end package. You'll only have to pay $7,000 for it, but you will end up saving 50% in costs. That is the pitch that I have whenever I am selling to any US company. And it's a no-brainer because they end up saving 50% of the cost. That's amazing. Plus, they will not have any overload. They have an asset light model when they are working with us, which every company loves. Also, at the very end, I say that let's do this for 3 months and see how it works. We will experiment and then we'll figure out. In this case, I am creating a MRR for myself. So instead of making $7,000 one shot, which is great, I am now making $21,000. Or I can give them an offer. If you do a 3-month thing, we can do it for $5,000 a month. And that's $15,000 of revenue that I will end up making by the end of this deal. And that is what you need to understand. How can you negotiate effectively on either the terms or the deliverables that you have attached in the package that you are selling to them? Now, the biggest mistake people do is to discount too much. And when you do that, you lose your value in front of people. You need to understand, people are willing to pay $5,000. People are willing to pay $10,000. There are people who are paying $50,000 a month as well. So there is no shortage of people who can afford your services, but you just need to be in front of the right people and you need to have the right ICP that you have worked on in the first step. So focus on that. So learn how sales really work. What is your package? How much can you sell it for? How much are other companies selling it for? How can you influence them to just try you out? How can you have a ROI, skin in the game offer for them that they can say yes to, and then you can build it on top of that? Think about that. It's all about building trust with people when you are doing sales with them. That is the third step that you should focus on. The fourth step is all about building processes. I think this took me the longest to learn while building my company. And this is something I'm still learning till this date. You have to understand, in a marketing agency, it's mostly operations. So it's a high operation company. You have lots of people who are working on deadlines, creatives who are making videos, editors, thumbnails and everything. You have to understand, how can you set a system which helps you to execute effectively and make sure that you do not fall behind any deadline. And you will be able to do this if you create systems which keep people accountable. One thing which we've done in the past, I think 90 days, is set up a Asana workflow. It's a dashboard in which we can assign any task to anyone, add a deadline to that, and they can see all the tasks that they have to finish today. I can add all the links, I can add all the footage, asset, anything that I want them to have a look at. And so essentially what I'm doing is I am creating processes and urgencies for the people who are assigned a particular task. So I don't have to sit on top of their head asking them, hey, did you complete this? Or hey, what is happening? What is the status? I know for a fact that they are keeping their Asana board ready, up to date. And this is what creates the efficiency that will help you build processes and get things done faster without micromanaging people, because that's the worst thing you can do. Always focus on hiring great people, even if you have to pay a bit more, but they are intelligent and they get things and they're able to execute effectively. That is really important. Asana is one thing. The next step is to create templates for everything. There should be a checklist for anything that you want to get done, and that checklist should be religiously followed every single day. Another important thing to focus on is to create templates for how a customer should be onboarded. How should everything happen? Should be written step by step so that you don't have to think about it too much. One last thing I want to talk about in building processes is creative confidence. And this is more of a work ethic that you have in your company, in which you are allowing anyone and everyone to say things as it is. See, in the creative world, when you build a marketing company, people attach their self-worth, their ego on what they are creating. Maybe a script for a reel, maybe a thumbnail, maybe an edit of a video. But if you can go to them and say that, bro, what you're making looks kind of shit, can you just change it? And if they don't take it to their heart and are actually able to make the changes that you're telling and actually reason with you about what changes to make and what changes to not make, that is what creative confidence is all about. When people are focusing on the creative and they're able to distance their ego and their personal self from the creative itself. That is very important, because else if you try to give feedback, people take it on their ego, they start fighting, they don't feel good, they want to leave the company, they write bad reviews about the company. All that just gets too messy. Do not go into that mode. Always focus on creating creative confidence from start. An editor can come to me and tell me, hey Ishan, I didn't like that edit that you did, or I didn't like this thing that you made, you need to change it. That is what creative confidence looks like. And now we are done with the next 30 days. Now let's look at the last 30 days, and this is under promise and over deliver. The biggest mistake I made when I first got my client from a marketing company is to over promise that हम ये भी कर लेंगे, हम वो भी कर लेंगे, हम इतने ही प्राइस में सब कुछ deliver कर देंगे, and that was horrible. The worst thing you can do is to give huge expectations, is to heighten up their expectations, but don't deliver at the very end. That will definitely lower your value in the mind of the customer. But it's very easy for you to give a deadline, which is, let's say, 5 days from today, and deliver in 3 days. Instead of saying I'll do it tomorrow, say I will do it in 5 days and do it in 2 days. That will wow the customer. So it's a very simple thing that you should focus on. How can you lower the expectations, or just don't set high expectations, but then surprise them at the end? That is really important. It could be in the quality of the edit, the time it took for you to edit, the results that you're able to get for them. Anything of these would work really well. So focus on setting the right expectations. This is not just true for clients, it's also true for employees. All right, now we are approaching the last step that you have to focus on, and that is hiring and scaling the company. So by this point, let's say you got your first client, you have one editor who's working with you, you have one manager, but now it's time to scale things up, right? Now it's time for you to go and get more clients. Let's say you are doing that cold outreach campaign. You are reaching out to the right ICP, setting up calls with them, learning the art of the deal and closing some of those deals, onboarding some of those clients using the templates that you build processes for. Once you do that, the next step then is for you to really focus on building a team which is responsible for that particular client. So what we do in our company is that we have a team that we assign to every client that we onboard, which has an editor, a thumbnail designer, a writer, and at the end, a manager who is the sole POC for that particular client. So when anything goes wrong, the client doesn't call me, they call that POC and convey it to them. And then that POC decides what to do about it, who to talk and who not to talk for this particular problem. So this is really important, because if you don't set these processes, if you don't hire people, if you are not able to scale, you'll end up doing everything yourself. And I know people like that. I know people who are always working under their company. They are doing all the work themselves because they attach their work with their identity too much. I left it 2-3 years ago, and I'm so happy about it, because I hired people and I made sure that they learn the best things and become just as good as me and even better than me to do that particular tasks. That is really important to understand. And this is basically the 6-step process that you need to build a marketing agency in India in 2025. Now, let's look at the next part of this video, which is the 3 most important skills that you need to succeed as a marketing agency founder in 2025 in India. The first one is knowing how to sell effectively. And I'll tell you what my workflow looks like. So I reach out to a lot of clients. I use my Calendly link to set up meetings with them. The first, email copy is very simple. Hey, I am so-and-so. I came across your tool. Love the work that you're doing. I would love to work with you and help you build a YouTube channel, or we've worked with these many companies and we can help you build a successful organic YouTube channel that drives free users to you. Would love to chat over a Gmeet or over coffee if you can meet them in person. So that's how my sales thing goes. When I'm entering that sales call, my focus is all about them. I only focus on them. I do not focus on anything else. I'm asking questions. I'm just curious. It's probably 10% me talking and the rest of it them talking about how they've build this tool, who is this tool for, are they getting any users, where are they getting their users from, can they replicate that system, if not, what else can they do, have they worked with creators in the past, what is their future plan with the tool that they're building, how can we work together. It's all about identifying their problem and asking them, where does it hurt the most, what is the big problem with their company and how can I help solve that. That is all that I focus on. In most sales calls, the customer itself is asking me questions. Oh, how can you help me with this? I have a problem like this. Can you help me with that? Instead of me saying that we can do this for you, it's more of a pull than of a push marketing, if you want to call it that. But that's what sales is all about. It's the most important skill to focus on. The second skill is knowing how to hire great people. It's all about the people who are working on the particular projects that is able to deliver the results for that customer, for that client. It's not about you. It's not about the processes. It's not about the ethic that you're setting. It's just about the quality of the work that they deliver and if it works on the day or not. That is really important. The last skill to learn is constantly upskilling. I'll give you an example. Just recently, we got a lot of AI avatar apps. We started selling a service which helps founders set up their own AI avatars from scratch. That's something which I just learned. I picked it up. I understood the workflow, built it for my own self, and now I'm able to sell it to people. This is just an example of how constantly upskilling is really important. You cannot just stay stuck. Yes, it's a lifestyle business, but you need to put in the effort to continuously learn and get better. Maybe there are AI tools which can do your work faster, do it cheaper, and in general give a better experience to the client who needs the results and is paying the money for it. And that's everything that I've learned in the last 4 years of running my marketing agency. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button and subscribe. I can make more videos talking about my sales process. I can take you into my entire sales outreach workflow, tell you exactly what is working. Let me know if you want that video as well in the comment section below. Check out the report by HubSpot, download it with the link in the description. It's completely free. It'll help you learn and become a better marketer. I'll see you in the next video.